Welcome to Early Bird Picker. My name is Rafa. I'm a reseller on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Amazon. Currently in the Early Bird Picker nest, so like always, that means this is the weekly What Sold video. Monday evening, 4 things have come across eBay so far. Let's get them. Sold and sold. Cost of goods per hat, 18 cents at a thrift store. Lot of 1, 2 BNSF Railway strapback hats. Pretty fair to poor condition. Some really obvious sweat stains, dirt. As I said when I picked them, these were only 18 cents per hat. If I had only found just one BNSF hat, even if it was just the 18 cents at the thrift store, I probably wouldn't have picked it up because these were so dirty and just kind of poor condition. I didn't figure someone would buy one in such poor condition, but I found 2, and somehow in my mind, I always think that if you can bundle something together, people just really feel like they're getting a lot for the money. These sold for 20 bucks plus shipping on eBay, even in this poor condition. What I was going to add about these hats is I had several viewers reach out to me when they saw me pick up the lot of these hats. It was a pretty big lot, and most of them were pretty dirty. They really suggested that I could get a lot more money for them if I'd cleaned them ahead of time before listing them, and they gave me several product ideas, and so I went ahead and I did buy the Grease Lightning. It's like a spray. I haven't tried it yet, and then I also bought some OxyClean to try as well because someone else told me that. So the deal on these is by the time I bought those products to clean the hats with, I'd already made the photos and listed them. Just with how my time management works and my motivation works, I hate taking new photos of something that I've already posted and listing. It just feels like rework to me. So with these hats that were already dirty, already posted, I just went ahead and left them as is. And then I do have some hats that I've picked up since then that I've stocked away, and I'm gonna have a big cleaning day for all the hats. So if you're one of the people that gave me an idea about what product to use, I did listen and I bought several of them, and I hope to give a report once I give them a try. Sold. Sold. Not to the same person though, and you'll see why when we open them up. Men's Nike Hyper Venom X indoor soccer shoe. Absolutely excellent condition for used shoes. At the time, I thought it was probably against my better judgment. At 15 bucks cost of goods, I still just couldn't pass them up because they're in such awesome condition. They did sell for $29.99 plus shipping on eBay, so I'm still making profit on them. In my mind, soccer shoes like this are in the same category as like cleats, like football cleats. I've really never had good luck with flipping cleats. I have no idea why, because a lot of times cleats can be super expensive, you know, well over $100, but it seems like often the resale value on them is just not very high as compared to like a running shoe that starts over $100. I knew though that with the really cool two-tone color that these were, I just knew that somebody would want them eventually. Men's New Balance, model 928 V3, brown leather walking shoe. Talked in the past about how you want to look for the higher series numbers. The higher the number is on New Balance, typically the higher retail price the shoe is. Another quick feature to point out is on New Balance's higher end walking shoes, they have this roll bar feature. That's like trademarked or patented to New Balance. This shoe is in absolutely excellent condition. I don't know if my camera is picking it up, but in the last video, my last What Sold video, talked about wanting to see the tiny detail within the bigger like grooves of the outsole. And on this one, you can see the tiny detail. Rating the condition of an outsole of a specialty running or walking shoe is pretty much exactly like rating the condition of your tires in your car. At the end of the day, they're both rubber, they wear the same. Just as a tiny detail wears away on your tire first, so does it on the running shoe. Whenever a shoe has this much detail remaining in the rubber outsole, in the photos that I post on eBay, I take a big picture of the outsole of both shoes, and then I take a really close-up picture so you can see the tiny details within the outsole, just in case anybody is looking that closely and kind of knows what they're looking for. This shoe was a 9.5 men's 2E. A 2E width for men is wide, whereas a 4E would be extra wide. This one is just a regular wide. Really, the only condition issue to note on this shoe, as you can see, these are clearly not the manufacturer's shoelaces. These are like bungee cord shoelaces. So the idea is the shoe is just really easy to expand. These are really, really stretchy. And then at the end, this is like a drawstring that's stretchy though, and it just bungee cords shut basically. It would be completely fair to say that the main demographic that purchases this shoe is an older adult. And of course, for a lot of shoes for older adults, you see Velcro or that they're slip-on. So likely this shoe belonged to an older adult who just had a really difficult time tying their shoes. So if someone has trouble tying their shoes and they're purchasing a shoe that has laces, they'll put these quick laces, speed laces, lock laces. There's a lot of different names for the different brands, but at the end of the day, they're just a stretchy kind of bungee cord laces. They'll put those in just to make it really easy to slide their foot in their shoe. I was really on the fence about whether to buy replacement brown shoelaces for these that were just like the normal manufacturer's shoelace or just like a standard brown shoelace, whether to take these out or not. At the end of the day, though, I decided to list them as they were to save a few bucks, try to just list them with the speed laces, thinking that maybe whoever bought them might actually enjoy having those laces in there like that. I figured if they didn't sell after like a month or two, I'd go ahead, buy the brown laces, throw them back in. They sold in like 2 days though. I just got them listed on Saturday and Sunday of this weekend. I didn't do any garage selling. I spent pretty much the whole weekend in the nest going through a lot of my inventory. I had 4 bins of shoes that I had not listed, not processed, not cleaned, not photographed, nothing. And I think I got through like 3.5 of the bins. I still have some that I'm listing from photos that I've taken. And so hopefully we'll see a lot of shoe sales start coming through. I had a lot of money tied up in all those shoes that were unlisted. I couldn't believe how much I had spent on all of them together. So hopefully my average sale price for the next few weeks will go up based on the shoes. I did pay up quite a bit for this shoe. I paid $18.99 at Goodwill. I didn't even hesitate to pay that amount for this shoe. This shoe retails for between $140 and $145. This particular one, the 928 V3, the version 3, is the current one on New Balance's website. So you always want to be flipping the most current running shoe. And that's what this one is. I flipped this model of shoe, either the version 2 or the version 3, probably a half dozen times in the past, and so I know for certain that it's going to sell for between $50 and $70 all day long, especially when it is in such excellent condition, really getting close to like new condition. This particular one sold for $55 plus shipping on eBay. After fees and everything, I'll probably just double my money, but at the end of the day, I was really okay with investing almost 20 bucks into these because I knew that it'd be an almost guarantee back on my money. Sold. This one makes me a little bit sad. Vintage Yamaha Portasound PC100 portable keyboard. Unfortunately, tested and in not working condition. It's supposed to have an AC adapter, but it did not come with it. Can use batteries, and the battery compartment does look pretty clean. Comes with this Yamaha hard case. Maybe like a week or two before I found this one in the thrift store, I found another one. It's a different brand. Yeah, I think it was a Casio maybe, and it sold for incredible money. Vintage keyboards can be worth really good money. The other one I found was a lot cheaper than this one, but I paid 10 bucks for this one, hoping that it was going to work, seeing that the battery compartment was clean. Got it home, immediately tested it, really upset to find that it wasn't working. Vintage keyboards are so valuable, they still sell pretty well in 4 parts or not working condition. The only drawback, of course, is that 4 parts are not working. Someone still has to pay the shipping on this. It's pretty large, especially with the case. It's actually been listed for probably a month or two now. It sold today for $29.99 plus shipping. Someone in Puerto Rico bought this and paid $42.90 in shipping alone to get this to Puerto Rico. I really am hoping that they did read that the condition was 4 parts not working. 10 into 30, hey, that's still not very bad. Tuesday afternoon, so far 4 orders on eBay. Let's get them. Sold. Velcro precision cable cutters. One-handed wire rope cutters. Approximately 7.5 inches in length. Little bit of a condition issue, some rust on that bolt right there. Cost of goods, $3.99 at a thrift store. Look. I put these stupid things in my path right here so that I'd be sure and keep tripping over them, so I have to deal with them. These are vintage Ted Williams Sears Roebuck 5-pound like weight plate set, so a total of 10 pounds in plates plus the bar. Same thing on that one, so it's a pair of 2 plus these collars, and they're super heavy duty collars. These things probably weigh quite a bit. With the weights alone, we're talking at least 20 pounds. I don't know how much they weigh altogether, but at least probably 21, 22, maybe 23. Picked these up a month or two ago, and I realized that I needed to order some USPS regional boxes to ship these. That was the plan at least, but then I looked further into it and that's not going to work. I had this really brilliant idea that I was going to ship these weights in the regional B box. They actually do fit in one of the regional B boxes, and if you don't know, the regional B boxes ship at the 4-pound rate. So when you go to sell your item on eBay, instead of entering like the 22 or 23 pounds that these would weigh, you'd enter 4 pounds. And so if you do calculated shipping, it shows that the buyer is going to pay something that would only cost 4 pounds rather than 20 whatever. But hold up, don't go off of that. The regional B boxes have a weight limit of 20 pounds. I was so upset. I listed these and then I looked into it later. I had to remove the listing from eBay until I figure out what I'm gonna do with these. All right, back to where we left off. These Felco wire cutters sold for $23 plus shipping on eBay. Sold. Black Adidas youth wrestling shoes. Excellent overall condition. Almost no signs of wear. One tiny crease there through the upper of the forefoot. Otherwise, basically spotless. Cost of goods, $4.99, Goodwill. I tripped on the weights again. Sold $17.30 plus shipping on eBay. For nearly 100% of the shoes that I pick up to resell, unless I'm picking up ones at the Honey Hole thrift store by my house, it charges me like $1 or less. But almost 100% of the time, I look up shoes to see how well they're selling, what the sell-through rate is, sold prices, etc. I knew these weren't going to sell for a ton of money, but they were in just such excellent condition, I couldn't pass them up because I knew that they would sell probably really fast and that I wouldn't be holding on to them for very long. So as I said in my last What Sold video, my current business model on eBay is I have a price that my item is listed at, and then I always have best offers turned on, again, on almost all of my items. In my opinion, I price the item pretty fairly to begin with, just like 5 or 10 bucks maybe over what I'm actually willing to take, because sometimes on the rare chance, you actually get people that pay the full amount even when you have best offer turned on. So on one hand, if you can get that higher amount, I want to get it for sure. But to be honest, lately I've been rethinking my entire business model and how I structure my pricing on eBay. So here's a real quick look at my Seller Hub screen. What we're looking at here are the last 14 feedbacks that I've received from buyers. So not every buyer leaves feedback, but this is still probably a pretty good sampling of my sales. There's 14 sales listed on this screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 out of the 14, I accepted a best offer. So as you can see by that example, it's really not that frequently that buyers pay full asking price when the best offer option is turned on. Here's the deal though, it's almost a daily frustration, and certainly a weekly frustration, that I have buyers who don't pay for a couple days. Sometimes they do end up paying, but then probably every week I have a couple buyers who send a best offer and then they don't end up paying. It's a frustration because it's an item that you had for sale. It basically just sits stagnant for a week and no one else has the option of buying it. Just week after week, it gets really frustrating, I think. I'm not sure if these eBay buyers are new to eBay and they just don't really understand how best offer works, or that they know that eBay doesn't really do that much to punish buyers as they do sellers whenever sellers do something kind of wrong. But lately, when I've accepted best offers, I've been getting messages from buyers. Here's an example from today. With these shoes, the buyer sent me a message that said, "Hi, I will buy it in a few days. Thanks for the sale. What size is it?" So partly in my head that was hilarious, because why would you send an offer to buy shoes, which is a commitment to purchase the shoes if you read like the eBay guidelines for sending an offer, and you don't even know what size it is? Like, who does that? So that was questionable. And then the other thing she said, in a few days. Well, technically, by eBay's rules, the buyer has 48 hours to pay. And in a really kind way, that's basically the reply that I sent her. I guess it worked because payment came through a couple hours later. But back to my business model. Week after week of being frustrated, it's in my head that I almost want to try to start pricing stuff at the true bottom amount that I'm willing to accept for it, and just see how that goes, see if it affects my sale. The reason why I'm scared to do it though, as you saw, the major majority of my sales happen with best offers accepted. I'm really fearful if I have my item priced at my true bottom minimum and someone doesn't see best offer turned on, they're gonna just pass by, because so many buyers are used to getting some sort of discount when they're buying especially used items. But when it comes to my reselling side hustle, side business, whatever you want to call it, as much as possible, I try to make it run as efficiently as possible and to just take out, remove, reduce as much frustration in the whole process as possible. For me, this is kind of more of a passion project, a major hobby. I really enjoy reselling stuff, and I also really enjoy making the YouTube videos for it. So because of that, when I identify something that frustrates me on a regular basis, kind of involved in all this, I really figure out how to try to eliminate that. TBD, if I'm going to start offering my items at the lowest rock bottom price, I'll let you know. Let me know in the comments what your pricing strategy is on eBay. Do you have best offers turned on? If not, how come? And vice versa. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd especially love to hear from you if you sell on eBay with none of your items listed with best offer turned on. Are your sales okay? Because I'm super nervous about trying it. Please let me know. Sold. Lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bendy or bendable rubber Easter bunny rabbits. Vintage. Spotted these at a estate sale, and they were in someone's kitchen, like on a rack. I'm sure you've seen these before, but as you can see, they have wire in their legs. You can bend them in all different directions. I picked up actually a bigger lot of these, but I decided with Easter coming up, I was going to sell just the bunny rabbits by themselves, hopefully like as an Easter thing. The two larger ones, approximately 11 inches. The two medium ones, approximately about 5.5 inches. And the small one, about 3.5 inches. Cost of goods, $3.50 total. Paid $1 each for the two tall ones. 50 cents each for the other three. The lot of 5 vintage bendable bunny rabbits sold for $14.14 plus shipping on eBay. Sold. Kate Spade, New York, pink and green hard eyeglasses case with a cleaning case included inside. Still new, sealed in the plastic. Inside of the case, excellent, super clean condition. Not sure if you're able to see it in the video, but this type of material, it's almost like if you were to press your fingernail in it, it'd leave an indentation. There's a little bit of that going on the top of this case. Maybe a little bit of scratching on the bottom. Both of those issues noted in the listing. Cost of goods, $2 at a garage sale. This is one of my mom's picks. I did and would have walked past that all day long. Sold for $12 plus shipping on eBay. Super easy to take photos of, easy to list, easy to ship. It's a winner. Women's fashion brands or whatever you'd consider this, I am clueless. And that can be a major benefit of going sourcing with either someone that's your family, your friend, whatever. Everybody has different sets of knowledge, interests, what stands out to them, what their experience is with. I think my mom and I make an awesome team on garage and estate sale days. It's just an awesome way for us to spend time together. 2 more eBay sales. Sold. Sony VHS recorder and DVD player combo with a manual and RCA cables. Tested and working. Just for the record, I did more to fully test this. I played a VHS in it and a DVD, and they both played well. Cost of goods, $5 at a garage sale. Sold $45.55 plus shipping on eBay. Sold. 1960 Pikes Peak Atlas Colorado Mountain Trail Maps by Robert Orms. Very scarce and hard to find. Condition is pretty just fair. As you can see, the front cover is peeling off, as is the case for the back cover as well. It appears to be just black and white maps. This was part of the vintage, mainly Colorado map lot that I picked up at a garage sale. I paid 16 cents per item. This sold for $40 plus shipping on eBay. With the Colorado road map that sold, like I said, I picked it up in a really big lot of Colorado, mostly Colorado maps. I think I picked up almost 100 pieces for like 15 bucks. But out of the entire lot of almost 100 pieces, I had some stragglers, just pieces that didn't seem to go with anything else really well. The plan is I'm gonna send all my extras to this person and just say, hey, you know, gift with purchase, or just I hope that you can do something with these maps. So that's an idea for you if you ever run into that sort of situation where you just end up having like leftovers or extras. Instead of redonating them, possibly consider sending them on to a buyer that is buying a similar item. It's a really good way to get, you know, positive customer feedback and just make somebody really happy, hopefully. Makes more sense just to donate them on to the person that actually buys something from you, because 1, they bought something from you, and 2, they probably hold a lot more value in that similar item than somebody just random down the street from you. Pretty good total number of sales on a Tuesday. 2 more, 1 on Amazon, 1 on eBay. Sold all of the irons. Set of 6 Includes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Titleist 981 iron set with a Titleist Select graphite and stiff. Grips in good condition. This was a pretty good pickup. I got this at my Honey Hole thrift store. Paid $4.74 total, 79 cents per iron. Sold this evening, $60 plus shipping on eBay. Sold. Chilton Ford full-size vans, 1989 to 96 repair manual. Sold on Amazon in very good condition. Cost of goods, $2. Sold $14.94 plus a $3.99 shipping credit on Amazon. These vehicle repair manuals, they kind of all look the same. They all have the same texture, the same page types. They remind me of like college textbooks. Sometimes you're going to find really valuable ones, and sometimes you're going to find ones that are worth absolutely nothing. So if I have the time, whenever I run across a lot of these or a couple, I scan the barcode and see if it's worth anything. Wednesday late afternoon, so far 4 sales come through. 2 on eBay, 1 on Facebook Marketplace, and 1 on Amazon. Good mix of all 3. Let's get them. Sold. Vintage women's brown leather Timberland hiking boots. They're Gore-Tex, so they're waterproof. Overall, between good and very good condition. The outsole is in very good condition. The biggest drawback to this shoe is the size. It's a small women's size, a size 6. Them cost of goods $9.99 at Goodwill. Is that I'm really pleased. It sold really fast on Facebook Marketplace. $40 free ship. They're under the 2-pound rate, so I'm going to pay $9 for the label. $31 is the takeaway. One tip for the thing you got to watch out for is that the upper is still connected to the outsole. On a lot of vintage boots, the upper is connected to the outsole with glue, and just after decades of time, that glue for whatever reason just stops working and holding, and the upper starts separating from the outsole, and so you'll see big gaps. The great news about these, they're stitched, and so definitely the upper is still connected to the outsole. That's awesome to find. Sold. New sealed in the plastic, Chilton Jeep Wagoneer Comanche Cherokee 1984 to 2001 repair manual. Vintage new old stock. For whatever reason, I don't have my cost of goods sticker on this, but I can't imagine it was more than $1 or $2. It's weird to have 2 of these similar books sell 2 days in a row. This one sold on Amazon, $18.99 plus shipping. It's a $3.99 shipping credit that Amazon gives to me to ship this out, and it should be less than $3.99, so I'll pocket like 50 cents from that. Sold. Sold. And sold. Lot of 1, 2, 3 Starbucks You Are Here collection mugs. I'm sure you've likely heard of the Starbucks You Are Here and also the Been There collection series mugs, but if you haven't, they're pretty highly collectible. Starbucks makes them for different cities, states, and possibly even countries. I have to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case as well. And so being that Starbucks is so popular, people collect these series of mugs, I think probably from all the different states they've been to. Maybe they just collect them even if they haven't been. In this lot, we've got Denver in excellent used condition. Same thing for Oklahoma, excellent. And Texas, only in very good condition. The issue with this one, the Starbucks name on this one is faded. Everything else about it though is excellent. This is one of my favorite finds to really ever have come across. Picked up a big lot of these at a garage sale. I think there were 16 of them. I can't remember exactly how many because I ended up keeping some. Cost of goods for this lot was $2.64, total of 88 cents per cup. The deal on these is I'm pretty stoked when I find just one of them, like in a thrift store or garage sale or somewhere. But to find a whole box of 16 of them, I was so excited. So I have the 4 lots, 3 have sold, and then the cups that you saw around that other one are the ones that are remaining. The last one is from one of our recent lots of hats. Cost of goods on the hats in this box, $1. Sold. Vintage 1994 National Camperama, Eagle Rock, Missouri, Royal Rangers snapback hat. The logo is a really nice, vibrant patch. For a vintage hat, pretty much calling this very good, almost excellent condition, not quite. It does have just a little bit of sweat staining on the sweatband and the inside front panel. Hat was made in USA, and as much as I source and just love flipping vintage hats, I actually don't know what this logo piece stands for, so if you know, drop a comment below and help me out. If I'm somewhere sourcing and I come across a lot of hats, really vintage or like current, if I know that the price that I'm going to pay to purchase the hats is going to be really reasonable, in this case $1, in a lot of cases for the vintage hats that I buy or just regular hats, less than $1, said especially if I come across a lot of them all at the same time, I don't take the time to sit there and look each one of them up. If the price is good, I really just take my chances on it. I go off, you know, just the condition of the hat, the uniqueness of it, just the overall look. I thought the colors on this one were particularly awesome. I certainly had never seen that patch before. I had no idea what it went with. I just knew when I got home, I'd look into it further. I know in the lot of hats that I pick up, there's always gonna be a couple good ones that bring in pretty good money. It actually doesn't say it anywhere on this hat or this patch, but this patch belongs to the Royal Rangers organization. So the patch does say National Camperama. That's probably what I put into eBay to search for it. I was really surprised to find a lot of these vintage patches had sold. Well, I had never heard of Royal Rangers, and so then I went to like Wikipedia or something like that to do research there. It looks like it's associated with Assemblies of God. It's an adventure-based, merit-driven like program for boys K through 12. So when I typed into eBay National Camperama or Royal Rangers hat vintage, almost none came up, like less than 5. However, when you replace the word hat with patch, like close to 90 solds come up. And some of the sold prices on the patches will blow you away. The top patch, a single patch by itself that was associated with Royal Rangers, sold for over $1,000. Some just sold for a few dollars. So when it comes to my hat and my patch, I had no idea what I had sitting in front of me. This is a situation where it made sense to me to auction the item. And so just with my extremely limited knowledge on this particular item, I didn't want to list this thing for like 15 bucks if it could sell for hundreds. So considering the range for Royal Rangers vintage patches is so wide, from like $5 or $6 or something like that up to $1,000, I had no idea where to price it. That's definitely why I wanted to auction it. I still had to decide a starting price. I started at $39.99. I had no idea if that was going to be too much. My plan with auctions usually is to start them high. If no one bids on them, then I take them from auction and I move them to buy it now, and then I either like keep the price the same or lower it. This hat received only one bid, $39.99 plus shipping. I'm so happy with that though, 40 bucks for a $1 purchase. Another couple orders came in, let's get them. Sold. Lot of 1, 2, new in the package, Bosch Icon 18-inch Extreme all-weather wiper blades. Cost of goods, I've got a question mark because I don't remember for certain, but I know I paid like $1 or $2 at a garage sale for these. Sold $24.99 plus shipping on eBay. Sold. Barron's ACT 400 flashcard test preparation. New, sealed in the plastic. Cost of goods, $2, Goodwill. Sold $34.99 plus shipping on Amazon. I don't do any retail arbitrage, and I also don't go to any of those like Amazon bin stores where you can get stuff that are returned from Amazon, sometimes new. So for me to have two things that just sold right in a row that were new and sealed in the package, that's pretty unusual. Another sale on eBay. Sold. Pitcher for the Tulsa Drillers, R.A. Dickey. 2013 SGA Stadium Giveaway promo. Pretty much 8 inches tall. Really no condition issues or defects to point out. However, no box. Got written on here question mark between 1 and 3. I got this at Goodwill, I think, so I'm pretty sure it was $2. Sold $23.23 plus shipping on eBay. The Tulsa Drillers is our local minor league baseball team. I've flipped several Tulsa Driller things in the past, like hats. I had several hats, and they've all done really well. I make a habit of picking it up for sure now because it always sells through for me. Another small one on eBay tonight. So pretty much the theme or the title of this video is going to be list more, sell more. You always hear resellers on YouTube talking about that, but it just certainly is proving true this week. I spent a lot of time, way more time last week and last weekend dedicated to going through my unlisted inventory, processing it, cleaning it, photos, listing, all of those things. I did way more listing each day and for the whole week last week than I have in a really long time. And this week, the number of items and also the total amount that I've sold has been quite a bit higher than in the last couple weeks past. That's not to say it hasn't been a challenge though. Absolutely my favorite thing to do is sourcing, like most people I think. But the last week or two, I was really pretty disciplined and just really honest with myself about just how much unlisted inventory I had. But overall, I'm really pretty happy with the number of items I got listed over the last week, and it's paying off, which is awesome. That said, this next sold is a small one, and it's not something that I just recently listed. You guys have seen this one sell a lot. I still have, let's see, 1, 2, looks like I still have 9 left of these after the sale tonight. Cost of goods, 33 cents at a garage sale. Sold. Vintage Marlboro Chuck Wagon Cooking, 12 authentic recipes from Marlboro Country. New sealed in the plastic. Cost of goods, 33 cents. Sold, $8 plus shipping on eBay. One last order at the end of the night, pretty close to midnight, came through on eBay. Puts us at 9 total for the day. For a Wednesday, I'm really happy with that. Sold. Men's Ashworth leather spikeless golf shoes. Some creasing through the upper of the forefoot, but otherwise I would classify these in very good condition. You can see the outsole is really pretty clean. Doesn't look like it's played very many rounds of golf. Paid up for these, $14.99 at Goodwill. Sold, $30 plus shipping on eBay. It's Thursday afternoon, which means it is the end of this weekly What Sold video. Just in case you're new to my channel, my weekly What Sold videos are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday sales. Then my weekend sales are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So be watching for 2 videos a week, What Sold. I know this video is quite a bit longer than my normal What Sold weekly videos. If you've made it to this point in the video, first of all, thank you so much. It means so much that you just check out my channel at all, let alone watch the whole video. So personally, I just really want to thank you. It truly means so much. All right, let's get into what sold today. 4 things so far have come through, 2 on eBay, 2 on Facebook Marketplace. You know the drill, let's get them. Sold. Belleville ICWR combat or military boots, made in the USA, and they've got Gore-Tex. When I first saw these in the thrift store, the laces were like this. It was completely unlaced, so at first I kind of thought they might be brand new. But then I took a closer look, and there are some marks on the shoe, kind of like right there. But still, overall, very good toward excellent condition. The outsole definitely in excellent condition. One quick tip, when you have boots like this, have a really flimsy top like this, to take better photos, and also just to protect the boot while you're shipping it. I used to keep around swim noodles, and I'd cut the swim noodle to be the length of the boot, basically. So you put it inside, and it just gives more shape to the inside of the boot. What I realized was a much better idea, and swim noodles are expensive. What I did was, I just took my packing paper that I have over here in bulk, stuffed that inside. When I found these, they were more like this, and that just doesn't make for a very good photo, and not a great presentation when the buyer receives the boot. But I've actually started putting paper in all of the shoes that I sell, because a lot of times with used, especially running shoes, once they're used, if someone's foot's not inside there, then the shoe just doesn't look very filled out. When you take the photos of it, it just kind of gives off an overall used looking appearance. So putting paper in the shoe kind of brings back the original form to it. My photos are looking a whole lot better. I actually have these shoe tree forms. I have men's and women's that you can put in shoes to fill out the shoe, but for whatever reason, I just hated using them, and I was really lazy about actually using them. Cost of goods, $5 at a thrift store. Sold for $45, free shipping on Facebook Marketplace. These are actually in the 5 to 10 pound category, and so if I were to use a Facebook Marketplace label, that'd be super expensive, $20 to ship these. Because now for large or heavy items, I've started using Rollo Ship Manager. The rates are awesome. I was able to buy a UPS ground label for like $8 and some change. So we'll round that up to basically a $9 label. Takeaway, $36. Sold. Pretty simple Nike skateboard backpack. Overall, just kind of okay condition. The zippers are working well. Here on the front though, there's definitely some snagging of the material, a couple white marks. Cost of goods, $5 at a garage sale. Surprised that in this condition, this backpack actually sold for $30 free shipping. Pretty sure I made a mistake when listing this item. I said it was in the 1 to 2 pound rate for a Facebook Marketplace label. So unfortunately, I don't think I can go back and change that. I think it's actually a first class piece. So anyway, the shipping label cost me $9, takeaway, $21. Sold. Farberware stainless steel double boiler insert. Fits a 3-quart saucepan. Fortunately, a lot of kitchenware has numbers on the bottom. This one's number 832. Otherwise, not sure I would have ever been able to figure that one out. Cost of goods, less than $1 at my Honey Hole thrift store. Sold for only $14.23 plus shipping on eBay. Another one that I knew it wasn't going to sell for much, but whenever I look at this item, to me, in my head, whenever I'm sourcing, I immediately go, this needs nothing. It was perfectly clean. I knew that I was going to have a really easy box to ship it in. Checked off a couple of those boxes. It's an easy pickup for me. Sold. I really wasn't sure if I was going to be pushing my luck on the age of this shoe. Let me show you why. Brooks Beast Model 12. Model 12 being named after the year that it was made. So this shoe is 9 years old. The Brooks Beast is a Tier 1 motion control shoe. The retail on the current model of the Brooks Beast is $160, making it a Tier 1 specialty running shoe. All specialty running shoes are categorized by the level of support that they offer. There are 3 categories. I promise I'm going to bring this back around to how it relates to eBay, specifically in the item details listing. When someone is running or walking, their ankle is either stable or unstable. If someone's ankle is unstable, that means the ankle is either rolling in or rolling out. The major majority of the population, their ankles roll in. Only like 10 to 15% of the population have a neutral ankle where there's no side-to-side movement. Less than 1% of the population ankles roll out, which is supination. So if the ankle rolls out, that's supination. If the ankle rolls in, that's overpronation. So there's 3 categories of specialty running shoes. There's neutral for people who have really stable ankles and don't need any side-to-side lateral support. There's stability shoes for people that have like a fair to moderate amount of overpronation where the ankle's rolling in. The Brooks Beast is probably the most well-known motion control running shoe. And you can see on this shoe, they majorly call it out right here. Motion control shoes are for people whose ankles do roll in, but to a significant degree. So a motion control shoe has a denser foam like this, and also usually pretty heavy duty plastic weaved into the foam. So that's what makes this midsole motion control. You'll always find the stability components of a running shoe on the medial side or the inside of the shoe, and more from the middle toward the back of the shoe, because that's where the ankle rolls in like this. So the goal of the construction of this shoe is to prevent all that inward ankle movement by having a denser foam plus a plastic. For better or for worse, a lot of shoe companies have gotten better about hiding the fact that a shoe is stability on the inside of the shoe. A lot of times they don't call it out with a different color anymore. So if you're looking to know the answer for that, you need to probably just look it up on the manufacturer's website instead of guessing. Here's how this relates back to eBay though. When you're listing running or walking shoes on eBay, in the item details, there's a category called pronation. There's only 2 choices there, supination and overpronation. They're wanting to know the category of the shoe, and I both think it's really funny that those are the 2 options, and it also drives me crazy. Overpronation, that's absolutely a category, but the category supination, that doesn't exist. Because only less than 1% of the population supinates, shoe manufacturers simply do not make shoes for people that supinate. And then, of course, what's missing is the neutral category. So there really should be 2 options, neutral and overpronation. So the takeaway is if you're trying to categorize your shoes, whatever you do, don't choose supination. This shoe is just in pretty much moderate condition. I definitely took my chances on it. It's got some aftermarket cheaper shoelaces. Really, the upper looks pretty good, and I think that's why I went with it. The outsole's in pretty nice condition as well. What this pair doesn't have going for it, looks like someone's probably shoved their foot in and out without untying the laces and really kind of deformed the heel collar here. Anytime you see that, it's not a great sign, and I certainly called it out in the photos and the item description. The other thing that I really don't like to see when I'm flipping shoes is that the tag is almost illegible. I could barely make out that it's a 9.4E. The fact that it is a 9.4E though is really good. For this particular model of shoe, the 4E width, which is the extra wide width, is a really good seller and really desirable. Still paid $9.99 at Goodwill. Sold $47.77 plus shipping on eBay. Lately, if the pricing makes sense, I try to end my pricing also in $7.77 because that's another set of numbers that people have a pretty good relationship with. This particular shoe sold in less than a week's time. It's one of the ones that I just got listed this last weekend. I just accepted a best offer for another pair of shoes on eBay, and the buyer basically paid immediately. You gotta love that. I gotta check the size on these. I have 2 pair of these. Sold. New with tags but without the box. Carolina Motorsports, Chevy, Chevrolet, black leather shoes. I really struggled in the title on eBay exactly what to call these. I think I ended up calling them mechanic or pit crew shoes. We got Chevrolet and the logo marked on the tongue, another logo hit on the outside, and on the back of the heel. Men's size 8.5. Definitely felt like I was rolling the dice on these. Paid $9.99 cost of goods at Goodwill. And it's basically one of 3 pair of these I have. I bought 2 of these that were Chevrolet branded and 1 pair of those Ford branded. All new with tags, which is awesome. I have so much stuff recently that I'm not going to Goodwill all that often, but in the fall, I was going probably every day, like 5 or 6 out of 7 days of the week. So on one of my trips to Goodwill, these were all marked at $14.99, and I was so tempted to buy them because they're new with tags, and car stuff is just so collectible. The deal on these, I could not find any record of them anywhere on Google, eBay, nothing. There's just absolutely no sold comparisons. So I was nervous to spend $15 a pair on them. A few days later, I went back to that same Goodwill and they were all marked down to $9.99. Well, I was close to buying them when they were $15, and so when they marked down to $10, I took the chance. This was another pair that I just got listed within the last week, so I'm feeling pretty good about the chances of the other couple selling. Sold $40 plus shipping on eBay. Another 2, one on eBay, one on Facebook Marketplace, both pieces of apparel. They're right next to each other too. Sold. Sold. Vintage Russell Athletic size 2XL. Blank gray crewneck pullover sweatshirt. In excellent condition. A really nice thick fabric. Cost of goods, $4.99 at Goodwill. Sold in just a couple weeks, $33.33. It couldn't have been too long because I've only been doing that pricing structure pretty recently. $33.33 plus shipping on eBay. Joseph Abode, new with tags, men's large wool suit vest. This definitely caught my eye. $89.99 original retail. Cost of goods, $2.99 at Goodwill. For price comparison, unfortunately, this brand does not have really strong sold comparisons on eBay, even for new with tags. Ended up taking an offer on Facebook Marketplace for $30 free shipping. The label is going to cost me $5.50 because it's under a pound. Takeaway, $24.50. Thanks so much again for watching this episode of Early Bird Picker Weekly What Sold. Again, if you're seeing this, I really appreciate you so much for checking out my videos and my channel. I hope you guys also had a great sales week, and as always, I'll see all y'all on the next video.